How to leverage AI in your short-term rental business. Hey guys, I'm Zev Forrest.
I'm Melissa Forrest.
If this is your first time here, we are short-term rental hosts. We have been in the business for over 5 years. We've hosted thousands of guests. We're super hosts for the past 5 years. We have a lot to share. We love this business, and this channel is for you guys to give you tips and secrets about the industry if we know any. But
this is one.
yeah, this is one. Anyways, today's video, we're gonna be talking about AI. You know, it kind of just like fell on us, right? I feel like it's always been there, but now it's just like really picking up.
Right.
So anyone that doesn't know, AI is artificial intelligence, and it's basically like robots and aliens communicating. No, just kidding. But it's basically technology that you could use to your advantage. And if you're not using it to your advantage, you're basically gonna be like that old person that grows up denying technology and saying, oh, I don't wanna, get into this because it's change and I don't like change. But you gotta use AI and you gotta figure out how to use it so that you can do better in your business. And we're here to tell you all the ways that we've thought of to use it in the short-term rental industry.
So I remember when you first told me about AI, and I got home late that day, and then you showed me the video that was, I think it was like, it was Alex Hormozi's video on AI, and since then I haven't been able to stop using it. I think I use it more than you do now.
You definitely do.
I use it every day because why not, right? This is something that's available, it's free right now, and it's so good and so helpful. So we are going to be sharing with you guys, showing you guys how you guys can apply AI into your short-term rental business and different areas of it, and simply just improve it.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah, I'll get started then. So
I want to be clear on something though. There's a bunch of AI programs out there. And the one that we're going to be discussing, utilizing it in this video, is ChatGPT, openai.com. So if you don't know what it is, go to openai.com, I believe, and there's a link to go to try ChatGPT. It's basically where you can have a conversation with a computer, and it will spit out exactly what you need for the questions you have, and you can get really creative on it.
Right. So AI is very smart, but the way you ask, when you're trying to get information, the way you ask is very important. So specifically, first way you could use AI for your business today and improve is how to improve your listing and optimizing your listing. Let's start with title. I pretty much have gone and reviewed all of our titles based on some feedback I got from AI. So let's just say you have a listing in Utah. It's a 3-bedroom home with beautiful mountain views, right? So you're gonna specifically tell AI, and because Airbnb only lets you have a title description of 50 characters and below, you're gonna tell AI, write me a title for my Airbnb business that's located in Utah that has beautiful mountain views, and it's a 3-bedroom, and make this 50 characters or less. So you have to be very specific in what you're asking, and then if you see some samples here, this is what you're gonna get. It's gonna be very specific, and what I love about AI is that you could also ask for different versions. So say the version that I first gave you was not exactly what you were looking for, then you could tell it, give me a different version of this title, and it will continue giving you different versions as long as you ask for it. Any tweaks that you want it to do, you could just ask it to. So it's just very intuitive, and it starts learning according to the question that you ask. So that's how you can use it for your title. Then you could also use it for your listing picture descriptions. I know these can take really long when you have 20, 30 pictures and you want to make sure that you write something for each picture, because this is how you optimize your listing. You could just tell AI, give me a description on this bedroom, or give me a description on a living room that's open concept. And you could just continue asking for what you're looking for and just tell it, give me a different version. And then you could use whatever it's giving you for different pictures and allocate them accordingly. So that's how you could use them for your pictures. And third, you could use them just for your overall copyright of your listing. I know that a lot of us here are not the best writers, and especially in copywriting. So in the past,
or even if you are a good writer,
it
really it takes like 30 minutes of your time into 3 seconds.
That is true. It does it immediately. So you could just tell it, give me a beautiful description of a home that's 3 bedrooms, that has a pool, that has a big backyard, and it's perfect for families. You could just ask it that, and it's going to give you a big description. And again, you could continue asking if you want different versions of it until you're happy with the version that you get.
So one thing that I use AI for is emailing landlords and pitching landlords either for co-hosting or for leasing arbitrage their properties. It saves me so much time. And it saves me so much thought process in trying to think of how can I respond to a landlord, or how should I reach out to a landlord. It can give me a basic outline of a draft email that I want, and I can condense it. I can make it longer, I can make it funnier, I can make it professional, I can make it include data with certain numbers. And I can also use this for mailers. Mailers is a really good way, sending postcards or letters to people. So I could have AI compose an entire letter for me, and I could send it out and put some stamps on it and send it out to people's homes as well, because mailers is underrated and people open their mail. So make sure that you use mailers in your marketing as well. But for the emails, I can make it, put together an email, I can blast it out and saying, hey, look, I wanna compose an email to a landlord that I want to sublease their property for my corporate housing business, or for my vacation rental business, for my short-term rental business, whichever type of short-term rental you focus on, and then you can go ahead and compose one for a landlord.
Yeah, that's great. That's like, it saves so much time. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
So the third way you can use AI for your short-term rental business is my favorite one. And this one is the one that has changed my life for the better. And it's the one I use every single day. And this is to build your SOPs for the communication of your business or other areas of your business. So let me explain. We've been in this business for 5 years, and it wasn't until recently that I realized that in order for me to grow and have a team and make sure that the same level of quality is there, I get to build my SOPs, but they take so much time, and just sitting there, standard operating procedures, pretty much the step-by-step of if a guest asks for this, this is how you reply, scenario A, B, and C, right? And it was taking me a very long time until AI came into my life and made it better. So now what I do is, of course, it's maybe a lot of times not exactly specific, but it will give you the main part of what you need.
A draft.
So, it will give you the main
to work off of.
Solid draft. So this is for you to sit down and start thinking about what are the common questions that guests ask, or what are the common scenarios that you experience in the communication of your business. So sit down and then you ask AI, let's just give an example here. AI, write me a response to a guest that wants an early check-in. And then you let AI give you that respond. And if you wanna, just change it up a little bit, but you could at least take what it gives you, which is really good because I've been using it, and then write it as your SOP so that your team that does communication for you can now follow that. And it saves so much time. I have like 67 pages now of SOPs that I've written with the help of AI.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And also just make sure that you can just know that you can tweak it how you want it. Like you mentioned how to respond to a guest that asks for an early check-in, and we don't want them to have an early check-in, or and we allow them to have an early check-in, or and we can allow it but only a certain time. So the more information you give AI, the more information and precise it will be giving it back to you.
Yeah.
Right?
One that I experienced recently, and I just love the way it answered, was someone asking if we accept service animals, and that one is we accept service. Yeah, we have to, right? But the way that it responded, AI just made it seem like so professional. Like, we love our furry friends, and we appreciate the ones that are in service, and blah blah blah, and we're here for you and your service. It was just so beautifully written. I couldn't write it that nice, and I take pride on how good my communication was before AI. But yes, use it to build your communication SOPs.
So the next thing that I use it for in my side of the business is for pitch decks and for one-pagers. So when when I'm meeting with a landlord, or I'm meeting with a developer, or I'm meeting with a property manager or a real estate agent, whatever it may be, whoever's the gatekeeper to a property that we're trying to acquire and put on our roster, I want to have materials. I want to have information to provide for them. It makes us look so much better. So one of those materials are a pitch deck. A pitch deck could be a several page analysis or portfolio or PowerPoint presentation, however you call it. This will help you put together the copyright, the content that you want to put in your pitch deck. And like Melissa's been mentioning, you want to make sure that you ask AI to write it out for like what things that you want to include in it. So something I would say is like, hey, can you please create, I'm so polite to it, create a pitch deck or content for a pitch deck that includes my property management company for short-term rentals. I want to include data with numbers and percentages of showing why it's best to have your property as a short-term rental. I want to show how it can increase revenue. That's what I would say to owners, or I would say how it can decrease the maintenance, or show a property manager or a big apartment building why I would be a better tenant for them, etc., etc. And then it would probably spit out a long thing of copyright for a pitch deck. And I could say, hey, why don't you condense this, Mr. AI? Or why don't you make this longer? Or why don't you make this more professional, or with more data? And you could just keep going and editing it over and over and over, and you can tweak it with what you want. And this works for a one page too. So a one page would be just literally what it is. It's a one page about us, about our business, about your business, about what you do, who you are. Make sure to give AI the information. So if I want to say include information about Melissa and I, and then I say give it some bullet points of who we are, where we come from, what we do, how long we've been in the business, and put it together. And I'm pretty sure you can also give it a URL, by the way. Yeah, I think you can give it a URL.
You haven't tried that?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna try it. I think you can give it a URL. I've seen someone do this. You can give it a URL and say, like if I give it a URL to our website and I say, can you please, or to someone else's website and say, could you create a one page like this URL's webpage, but with our information, and we'll redo it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah, we're gonna try
right now.
Yeah.
After this video. Awesome. Was that it?
That was I mean, I got another one.
Yeah. So another way that you could use AI is to build your guidebooks / welcome books. We all know that these could take so long because you're trying to look up the distance of this Italian restaurant from your address, or the hospitals from this address, right? And they could just be very tedious and take a long time. Not with AI. It would give you all this information really quick. So another way that you could use AI is for your guidebook / welcome book. We know that this could take a long time just trying to figure out what is a great Italian restaurant near you and what's the distance of that restaurant, and trying to Google the address and look at the distance. We all know, we've all been there, and it takes a long time. Not with AI. So what I love about AI in building my welcome book and guidebook is that I literally tell it, give me the top 5 Italian restaurants from this address, and give it to me in distance, and then it will literally outline, and it's so beautiful when it does this. It literally just starts outlining all the type of restaurants. It'll even tell me if this is an Italian one, and it'll tell me 0.5 miles, 1 mile, and it writes it out so beautifully, so I could just copy and paste it and put it onto my welcome book and no longer have to Google map the distance of the restaurants. You could also use it for looking at the distance of activities in the neighborhood, or just recommendations that you have overall of things to do in your area. You just ask AI, hey, give me the top 10 things to do in Los Angeles, and give it to me in distance of this address, and it will outline it also beautifully.
That's cool.
Yes.
And the last thing that I use it for is for analyzing markets. And the way I use it for those analyzation of the markets is if we have a property in a certain area, or if I'm going after a certain city or a certain zip code, I want to know certain things like how many hospitals are in the area, right? What are the top employers in the area? And this is more shifted towards corporate housing and midterm rentals, okay? So what I would do is say, hey, what are the nearest hospitals? What are the specialties for those hospitals? I can even ask it, what is the best person to contact for nursing houses?
No way.
People that are in charge of homes for nurses. Yeah, I can ask that, and it'll give me the title. I've tried this recently, and it'll tell me you should call this title person in here, not the exact person and their number, but enough information for you to go out there and find that person and contact them.
Yeah.
And then I'll also say, hey, what are the top businesses? What are the top employers in this market? Or what are the top employers closest to this address? What are the top companies closest to this address? And then you can keep going deeper and deeper and saying like, what are the numbers? Who should I call to ask for housing assistance? Where do they put their employees, et cetera, et cetera. You can really get granular and think about, okay, how am I gonna take my business to the next level and get midterm rentals and be proactive about it so that you can go out there and call these people and these top corporations and these top businesses or these top hospitals for their employees to stay in your property.
Yeah, I feel like we just gave them so much life-changing information. As you guys see, we wear different hats in the business and we're both able to use AI and really use it well to improve the area of our businesses. I do operations and you do acquisitions, and we're both able to use AI every day. So my invitation is to sit down every day and see how you could use AI to improve your business. Just try it out.
Let us know.
Yeah.
I know there's thousands more ways.
And
I've seen so many different ways, but these are the top ones that we've personally been using them for.
Yes.
But if you have any other ideas, we'd love to hear them. Please let us know. We always like to learn more. Make sure to subscribe to us and then comment below which ones that you use it for.
And like our videos, give us thumbs up, because that really just helps us with the algorithm to be able to show up more and help more people like yourself.